Thank you, Robin. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. The real question we need to ask ourselves at this election is who's going to be the voice for those who have no voice? Who will be the voice for children? 900,000 children and young people have no vote at this election. 900,000 children and young people who have a deep and vested interest in the future of this country and this planet. They have more at stake than anyone else in the world that we leave. Who will be their voice in Parliament? The Green Party will be the voice for those who inherit the earth. Who will speak out for a parent's right to know where their children's food comes from? At a time when Labor and National gang up together, united against the right of a parent to know the true source of their food, which party has the basic human decency to say that it's a basic human right for people to know where their food comes from? The Green Party will speak out for people's right to know, while Labor and National will speak out for agribusinesses' right to make money. And who will tell Fonterra and the rest of them that it's not good enough to sit on your hands while the authoritarian Chinese government suppresses the truth about poisoned milk? It's not good enough to look the other way while the Chinese government spies on anyone that dares type the words milk powder into Skype. Helen Clark belatedly complained that Fonterra took too long to go public. But her government didn't go public either after they found out about poisoned milk. It wasn't recalled for 20 days after Fonterra officially told the New Zealand government. For 20 days, Chinese infants were still drinking poisoned milk. If you can't trust Labor and National to go public about poisoned baby milk, then what on earth can you trust them on? Surely staying quiet about poisoned baby milk is some kind of moral Rubicon, the kind of which we thought the New Zealand government would never cross. And then they did cross it. Who will be the voice that speaks out about poisoned baby food? Only the Greens. Who can you trust to take a precautionary approach to food safety? Who will support sustainable organic food? Who will support sustainable organic food production and protect kids and our clean green reputation? The Green Party. Who will be the voice for the children of the future who will miss out on swimming in a New Zealand river because it's so polluted it's dangerous? Kiwi parents who had a baby 10 years ago might have expected that their child would today be able to swim in the rivers and streams that those parents themselves swam in when they were children. Yet now that 10-year-old child can't safely swim in most of the lowland rivers in this country because they are so polluted by agribusiness. Who will be the voice for the children of today and tomorrow who will never have a chance to swim in a clean river while Labor and National stay in control? The Green Party will be that voice. And who will speak up for the 111 Maui dolphins left? Who will say it's unacceptable that the next dolphin that could go extinct in the world will be a New Zealand dolphin? Who will speak up for that? And who will speak up to protect the 36 New Zealand fairy terns left? 36. There are 36. They exist nowhere else in the world. They're threatened right now by coastal development by a district council that couldn't give a damn and is interested in development ahead of anything else. Who's going to speak up for those birds? Who's going to speak up for those dolphins? It's the Green Party that's going to speak up. And who's going to speak up to protect the future of Auckland's water supply, which is threatened right now by dairy conversions across the Waikato catchment? Who's going to speak up to protect Auckland's water supply? Who will have the courage to stand up against the giant dairy companies who want to convert pine plantations into industrial dairy farms right across the central North Island, and then they're going to demand that the taxpayer picks up the billion-dollar bill for their increased greenhouse emissions? Who's going to speak out for the threatened species, the family farmer, under assault from industrial agribusiness? Who will speak out for the family farmer who is the kaitiaki of our rivers and our land? The Green Party will speak out for the family farmer, and we will stand up against industrial agriculture. Who has the courage? Who has the courage to stand up against the death threats, literally the death threats of the fundamentalists who want the right to beat their children? Who will stand up for the child living in fear of being beaten with a hose pipe or a lump of wood? The Green Party will stand up for children, and the Green Party will stand up against violence. And who will be the voice for the children and adults growing up and living in poverty? Poverty which denies them the chance to grasp the opportunities that this beautiful country offers. The Green Party is a voice against poverty, even when it's not trendy. The Green Party believes in a fair go for everyone, no matter what side of the tracks you come from. And who besides the Green Party has the guts to say to the roading lobby, we're sick of your trucking companies, we're sick of your roads wrecking our cities, we're sick of your pollution, and we're sick of your giant trucks making our roads unsafe? Who has the guts to say it's not good enough that people can't afford to get around our cities and towns because of the rising price of petrol, and we need affordable public transport? We need it to get to work and to get home. The Green Party has the guts to fight for a decent, reliable public transport system, and we'll get you home cheaper and faster as well. In a time when Labor and National are competing to see who's got the longest motorway, who has the audacity to call out the emperor has no clothes? Oil will never ever be cheap again, get used to it. In a time when Labor and National are competing, who can waste more billions on new motorways? Who has the audacity to say to the Road Transport Forum, we don't care that you're funding Labor and National's election campaigns, we need better public transport and we'll take you on to get it. Only the Green Party has the audacity to say the emperor has no clothes, and an empire that's built on oil might as well be an empire built on sand. Only the Greens will build a decent public transport system right now, and will make it safe to bike and walk to work and school. Labor and National are running. They're running from the real debate. They don't want to hear any diversity of views, and they're doing their damnedest to suppress any diversity of views. The reason they don't want a real debate is because they'll be revealed for the sellouts that they are, selling out our children's future, leaving a legacy of social, environmental and economic debt which will have to be repaid in the future. The leadership of Labor and National know that when the repo man comes calling, they'll be long gone. Who will be the voice for the generations to come who are going to ask us, how could we possibly suspend our disbelief? How could we possibly have bought into the argument that we had to sacrifice the planet to save the economy? Surely the lesson from the current financial crisis is that you can't keep borrowing from the future forever. Only the Green Party recognises this simple truth. And who will stand beside Ngāti Tara in the far north in their attempt to save stunning Doubtless Bay from a council that wants to fill the water with sewage and fill the land with subdivisions and suburbs? The Green Party stands beside Tangata Whenua and anyone else who will fight to protect the future of this country. Who will be the voice? Who will be the voice for the heart and soul of Aotearoa New Zealand? There are plenty of voices in Parliament for the greedy of this country. We have a Parliament full of wallets, a Parliament full of stock options, a Parliament full of multiple investment properties, a Parliament which gives voice day in and day out to the polluter, the speculator and the developer. But who will be the voice in Parliament? Who will be the voice in Parliament for the land itself, for the people of this country and for the very earth itself? The Green Party will be that voice. We are a nation led by politicians who are racing into a future they cannot see or understand because they have their faces turned towards the past. Every year they run faster, they use more resources, they produce more pollution, running ever faster while looking where they have been, not looking where they're going. They hope that magic will save them from the reality of a finite planet and finite resources. Who will have the courage to actually turn around and face the future? Only the Greens have the courage to turn around and face the future, and we're not going to live in the past. We know that we must urgently reduce our greenhouse emissions. We know that we must urgently prepare for rising oil prices. We know that protecting safe, healthy food is fundamental. In a world made uncertain by out-of-control financial speculation on Wall Street, surely it's time to learn to value what is important. In Aotearoa, New Zealand, we are blessed with a fantastic natural environment. It is the foundation of our economy and our society. We must treasure it and look after it. In Aotearoa, New Zealand, we are an amazing people. We have the potential for greatness. Michael Joseph Savage showed that we can lead the world in looking after people. The ban on nuclear weapons and nuclear power showed that we can lead the world in looking after the world itself. Now, we can once again lead the world by making clean and green a reality and not just a marketing slogan. At this election, don't waste your vote on the old grey parties. Don't vote for the past. At this election, vote for a strong Green voice in Parliament. Vote for the future. Party vote Green.